you know what's the most expensive thing in the world can be? Sometimes it is the thing that says free. Think about it. When someone gives you something without asking for anything in return, you feel a sudden sense of happiness. You feel lucky. You start thinking, maybe there are still genuinely good people in this world. But stop for a second. Have you ever asked yourself why? Why would someone give you their time, money, connections, or support without expecting anything back? Why would a person repeatedly solve your problems when you never even asked them to? Because sometimes what costs you nothing in the beginning can cost you your freedom in the end. Imagine this. A man helps his friend build a business. He handles some of his work for free. He introduces him to valuable contacts. He solves problems whenever they appear. He supports him without complaining. The friend feels grateful. He thinks, what an amazing person. I'm lucky to have someone like him. Then 6 months later, that same helpful man asks for something. Bro, you trust me, right? Just do one small thing for me. And the friend agrees. But that small thing becomes another request, then another, then something bigger. And before he realizes it, he is doing things he never actually wanted to do. He feels trapped, but he cannot understand exactly when the trap was set. That is what we're going to call the invisible IOU, a debt that is never written down, a debt that is never openly discussed, but somehow it is still expected to be repaid. It begins with a small favor, a gift, some advice, unexpected help, and slowly the person who helped you starts gaining influence over your life. In this video, we're going to expose how this invisible IOU is created, how small favors can slowly turn into control, and how to recognize the difference between genuine help and a carefully hidden trap. Because sometimes the person trying to control you does not come looking like an enemy. Sometimes they come with a smile.
Now, the idea of using favors to create control is nothing new. Powerful people have understood this game for centuries. When a powerful ruler helped a weaker kingdom by sending soldiers, food, or gold, that help was rarely just a gift. It created a relationship of obligation, an invisible chain. The weaker ruler now knew that one day the powerful king might ask for something in return. And when that day came, the message was simple. I helped you when you needed me. Now it's your turn. That is how a favor becomes leverage. History shows us countless examples of powerful families and political figures using wealth and patronage to build influence. The Medici family in Florence supported artists, institutions, and political networks, building relationships that strengthened their influence. Because power is not always created through force. Sometimes people willingly give you power over them because they feel they owe you. And this is where psychology becomes interesting. There is a well-known psychological idea associated with the Benjamin Franklin effect. When someone does a small favor for another person, they may actually begin to like that person more. Their mind tries to justify their own behavior. I helped this person, so maybe I must like them. But manipulators can use a darker version of this principle. They help you first. They support you. They solve your problems. They make themselves valuable in your life. And slowly you begin to trust them. Your guard comes down. You start seeing them as a well-wisher. Then the pressure begins. Robert Cialdini explained the principle of reciprocity as one of the most powerful forces of persuasion. When someone gives us something, we naturally feel pressure to give something back. And sometimes that pressure becomes so strong that people agree to things they would normally reject. That creates a double trap. First, you feel grateful. Then you feel obligated. Gratitude becomes trust. Trust becomes dependence, and dependence can become control.
Not every kind person is a manipulator, but the moment someone expects your obedience as payment for their kindness, the favor has changed. It is no longer just help. It has become an invisible contract. Let's understand this through a story. A young man named Arjun moved to a new city for a job. He was alone, no close friends, no family nearby, no one to guide him. Everything was unfamiliar. Then one day, a senior colleague named Vikas approached him. "Don't worry," Vikas said. "I'm here, I'll guide you." For Arjun, those words felt like a relief. Vikas helped him understand office politics. He introduced him to important people. He explained how to deal with the boss. And when Arjun was struggling to find a place to stay, Vikas even offered him a room in his house until he found his own place. Arjun was deeply grateful. Over time, he started seeing Vikas like an older brother. He trusted his advice without questioning it. If Vikas said someone could not be trusted, Arjun believed him. If Vikas suggested something, Arjun followed it. Then the requests started. At first, they were small. "Can you finish this report for me? I'm busy today." Arjun agreed. Later, the requests became bigger. "If the boss asks, take my side, even if I'm wrong. You know how much I've done for you." Arjun did not want to lie, but saying no felt wrong, because every time he thought about refusing, his mind reminded him of everything Vikas had done. So he kept saying yes, until one day, Arjun casually mentioned Vikas while talking to an older employee. What he heard next completely changed the way he saw everything. This was not the first time. Vikas had followed the same pattern before. Two other new employees allegedly experienced almost the exact same thing. First came the overwhelming help, the guidance, the personal favors. Then came dependence, and after dependence came control. Small favors became bigger demands, and when those people tried to distance themselves, Vikas would allegedly call them ungrateful and try to damage their reputation. Suddenly, Arjun understood the truth. He was not special. He was simply the next target in a repeating pattern, and that is one of the clearest signs of manipulation. Patterns. When the same behavior keeps happening again and again, it is no longer a coincidence. It may be a strategy.
Now we come to the most important moment, the turning point. Arjun met an old friend who had studied psychology. After listening to the entire story, his friend said one sentence that hit him like a shock. "Maybe he never saw you as a person who needed help. Maybe he saw you as an investment." That sentence changed everything. Arjun started looking back, and suddenly he noticed something he had completely missed. Vikas had rarely asked, "What do you actually need?" Instead, he decided what Arjun needed. He decided who Arjun should trust, who he should avoid, what decisions were right for him, what choices he should make. And that difference is enormous. Genuine help gives you support while respecting your freedom. Controlling help slowly takes that freedom away. Arjun realized that every favor had made it slightly harder to disagree. Every act of generosity had increased the emotional pressure. He had confused gratitude with obligation. So he started changing the pattern, slowly. He stopped accepting unnecessary help. He began solving small problems on his own. He began making his own decisions, and most importantly, he began saying no. Then came the moment Vikas tried to pull him back into the old game. "You've changed," Vikas said. "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" It was the old weapon, guilt. But this time, Arjun did not panic. He did not argue. He did not get angry. He simply said, "I never asked you to control my life. You chose to help me, and now I can stand on my own feet."
That one sentence changed the entire power dynamic, because manipulation survives only as long as you accept the rules of the game. The moment you refuse to accept guilt as a debt, the chain begins to break. And that lesson is bigger than Arjun. It applies to friendships, families, relationships, and workplaces.
This pattern does not exist only in friendships. You can find it in business, relationships, families, and even in the way people sell influence online. A businessman gives a new partner free advice and support. He builds trust. He makes himself look generous. Then, when the time comes to sign a contract, unfair terms suddenly appear, and the other person accepts them. Why? Because somewhere in the back of their mind, they feel obligated. A relative spends money at someone's wedding without being asked. Maybe the intention is genuine, maybe it is not. But years later, if that money is repeatedly mentioned to create guilt, the help has become a weapon. I spent so much for you. After everything I did for you, you can't even do this one thing for me? That is not generosity anymore. That is leverage. The same principle can appear online. Creators give away free content, free courses, and free advice. Sometimes this is genuinely valuable marketing or genuine help, but sometimes the free value is designed to create psychological obligation, making you feel that buying their paid product is the only fair thing to do. So, does this mean you should never accept help? No, that would be paranoid and stupid. The goal is not to distrust everyone. The goal is to test whether your freedom is being respected. Here's a simple test. The next time someone becomes unusually generous, politely say no to one small request, just once. Then watch their reaction. If they remain calm and say, "No problem," nothing changes. Their attitude remains the same. That's a good sign. But if they become angry, if they guilt trip you, if they suddenly remind you of everything they have done, then you have learned something important. The help may have come with an invisible price tag. Genuine people can help you and still respect your right to say no. Manipulative people often become angry when the return on their investment disappears. That's the difference. Genuine help leaves you free. Manipulative help slowly makes you feel trapped.